All right, so we are out here on the lake and we have sprung a slight leak. I was hearing the whistling. I thought it was coming from the bottom compartment, but indoor or inside of it on the flip side. But as it turns out, I turned it over and the seams are always an issue. I don't know if this camera is going to pick it up. Let's see here. If you look really closely, I think you can see right over there. There's a little black dot. That is not a dot. That is a hole. And how do we know? Let's zoom out. Let's press the water in. Ah, look at that. So that's what I was hearing. Now, this is because it's on a seam, you cannot do any temporary repairs. You can't really do any temporary repairs. And if there's any weight on it, you can hear whistling. You can hear whistling, right? It's not just the wind. Right? All right, so we are safely back home. I blew up the boat because to find the hole again and to mark it, we will need to do it so that it's not flat. You want to have it blown up. And you need a couple tools for this. It's really not that hard. You need a Sharpie, preferably a colored one, so you can mark the hole. You can mark the tape as well that we'll use. But you need cement, okay, vinyl cement, HH-66. The company that sells the vinyl tape, it's called Shelter-Rite is the company. And what is it? Shelter-Rite? I think I'll put up it on the screen over here or something like that. They sell this. This is the only thing that I found that works really, really well. It's basically 3 inches across and 10 feet total, $10, $5 shipping. I'll probably have this forever. It's really big. They sell it as well. I found it on Amazon and wal-mart.com. It's a lot cheaper. The shipping doesn't kill you. Maybe $15 with shipping for 8 ounces. You need some scissors as well. You need some kind of cardboardy thick paper and something to smooth out once you put this on. But that's what you need. Now, so step number 1 is to get a Sharpie to mark the hole to make sure you're plugging the right thing here. And it's really not complicated. This is the same thing from the first video, and the hole is going to be somewhere over here. I don't hear it whistling. Part of it is that there's no water on it. I know where it is generally, so I don't need to find that anymore. Oh, one more thing. Generally, if you can't find it, it is helpful to have a spray bottle. Maybe put a little bit of soap in it. But we already know where the hole is, so we don't have to play around and see where it is exactly. I also like to find the hole near the lake or whatever body of water I'm on, because it's easier just to splash water while you're already out there, right? But anyways, so we already know where the hole is. It is like right over here. You can see the focus. I think, hold on, you can see the black little dot that was right there. Right there, you see it. I'll try to put a circle around it. But you can see it. Again, with water, you'll see the previous video had it. So what we're going to do is mark it with the Sharpie, right? It doesn't have to be perfect because, it is what it, let me try to get the light. Let me see here. It is going to be, yeah, I see it right here. So, just like that. That's it. And we will now deflate the boat, and we'll do that step number, whatever it is, step number 2. All right, so step 2 is once you've deflated the boat and it's on a flattest possible surface, you want to kind of measure out the patch that you're going to do, the vinyl patch from Sailrite, the Shelter-Rite tape. What you want to do is, you want to have it, you don't want to hit the other seam. You don't want to have it too little, so something like maybe this, a kind of circle patch for this would be perfect, or an oval, depending on what we can do. So maybe, what is that, inch and a half. I really don't want to do it too much. I've noticed that there's no need to do it too big, like the patch back here. It is just pretty big. It's a little too big. So we don't need to have it too big either. So let's see, maybe something like this. So like this, something like that. Let me just cut this out, right? We can always make it a little smaller. I also like to see the scraps, but I generally don't want to do too much. So maybe like, right, let's cut that much. There we go. All right. So we said something like this, maybe half of this would be. Yeah, that's perfect. We don't need any more than that. So half of this would be something like that. You want to round the corners off as well, so it's a little harder to peel back as well. So we're doing it nice and quick. We don't need to. So I add ovals just to kind of round it like that. Let's see here, like that. I don't save scraps like that. I'm not that cheap, but you know, let's round it like. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. We just passed kindergarten. Now, so as we're cutting this out and doing this, the step number, I don't know, 2.5 would be, so this is about right, you know, the hole is right there. You don't want to do too wide. You don't want to do too little. Something like that, nice and flat. Now, step number, I guess, 2.5, this is part of it, is, all right, is to take the Sharpie, you need it again, and to, once you figure it out about the center spot here, you want to do the following, right? You want to draw the edge around it. And it's important so you get the right amount of vinyl cement on in step, I guess, 3 we'll call it, fully here. Now you're not quite done yet. You remove it like this, okay? And you want to leave a distinctive mark. So I like to put a T in a corner like this. So T over here and T over here, all right? And I'll explain next why that's well. I mean, if you're going to be flipping it, which way is it going to go once you put the cement on both sides, you know? You know that this matches that, right? Okay. Also, oh, I just remembered. If you do buy the Shelter-Rite stuff, this is the second half we didn't cut. There is a slightly rougher side. They're both pretty smooth, but you have the rougher side and you have the smoother side. Smoother side goes down, okay? So this is up top, the harder side, okay? All right, so welcome to step number 3. You're gonna need the cardboard paper here, okay? You're gonna need your vinyl cement, the patch that we've already prepared, okay? And you need to flip it to the smooth side that we discussed. So this is the rougher side, this is the smooth side. And that's why you have the marking on it, so you know exactly where to place it. The mark, you can't see too well, but again, it's right over here. That's gonna match the mark, the letter T that we put up here. So you basically open the vinyl cement. It is not like rubber cement or super glue, so you don't really have to worry about getting it on your finger, okay? Well, let's see, that's gonna, yeah. Right behind the camera here. It's a bit awkward, but we'll figure it out. So again, smooth side, you flip it over. And we also have a timer. It's about 3 minutes. You know, it takes, 30 seconds to put it on, whatever, we'll figure it out. So just kind of let it, it's still pretty liquidy because this is a new bottle. Okay. So just let it kind of goop off. Maybe you can do the sides a little bit. And that's it. You just bravely put it on. Again, it's not too thick, not too thin. Don't be afraid to touch it. There we go. Take a little bit more. Again, you don't have to oversaturate it. And you do this, all right? I don't know let me hold it. Oh. Now we'll figure this out. Here we go. Look at that. I am acting as a camera operator and a vinyl repair person. And you notice, I don't know if it's picking it up a little bit. The coloration is changing. So we have the red Sharpie, And you know you're doing it right when it's kind of discoloring it a little bit. You don't want to go over too much, but you want to get it a little bit, you know, that sort of thing. And that is basically gonna be it for now, because now that you've applied it, you set the timer for about 3 minutes, okay? And the waiting game begins. It smells a little kind of nice, I guess. Don't be sniffing it, but you know, if you blow on it, it might change the, it's almost looks kind of frozen, you know? All right, so the timer has just gone off. It's about 3 minutes. You will notice that the, you know, the consistency of this, it's a lot more frosted over, let's say. It's a lot more frosted over here as well, right? Some of the discoloration might be actually gone, the yellowing of the red Sharpie. That's good. That's all good. So, I'm having way too much fun with this little new tripod here. Look at that. So we're gonna, again, this is why the marking is gonna be so important here. Okay, let's see where the marking is. It is right here. And we wanna match it with that, right? Let me move this over here. All right. There we go. And again, just evenly put it here, kind of smooth it out last minute, and there we go. Just press it on, especially at the center where you have the original hole, and just press it. You want to take the letter opener, okay, and smooth it out even better. You can use the flat edge of it, okay, kind of like this. Okay, press it out, especially if it's in a seam like that. And, you know, what I've noticed is you don't want to put too much stuff. Some of this vinyl stuff, because it'll ooze out and it looks gross. We don't really have that problem, because I've done this so many times before that I just kind of can portion it just right. Again, this is a, you know, just a normal pen tip. You can use either side just to soothe it out. Generally, I like to do it for about 3 minutes or 2 minutes, let's say, you know, and that's it. You know, just kind of massage it for about 2 minutes here. And, you know, that's basically going to be it. You know, you want to kind of just press it, make sure there's no bubbles here. Oh, look at that. I think we see a little bit of material coming out right here. Let's see. Is there? Not really. It's good. You know, you don't want it soaking. All right, so here we are the day after in the garage, and we are going to test the patch that we made. Okay, so you can see how well it was pushed in, because you can kind of see, hold on, let's see. Let's see here. You can sort of see the seam, you know? You can see the seam here, right? You can kind of see the outline of it. So I think we did a really good job, even though when it's inflated, you can see it being wrinkly and everything. It looks like it's a tight seal, but we'll check. I don't know how tight it is for sure, but what we're gonna do is spray some water on it. All right. So we got our little water bottle here, right? A little bit of cloth to clean it off, and let's go. Oh, okay, so that was what I was worried about the most there. And as you can see, there are no bubbles coming up. You would see it, you would hear it. This is a little soapy just so you could see it even better, but I don't see it. Now let's check the other side here. All right. Oh, look at that, nothing. Absolutely no bubbles. Now let's check just around here. There is no bubbling. This looks like a pretty well done seal. You know? All right, well, that's it.